to Above and Beyond International's video series on relationships. My name is Charles Emmanuel, and alongside with my beautiful wife, Lyle Charles Emmanuel, we'll be taking you on this journey. Did you know that 50% of first marriages, 67% of second marriages, and 73% of third marriages in the US end in divorce? Now, this proves that marriage and matters of the heart is one place where the saying that experience is the best teacher does not stand true. I mean, if experience were the best teacher, those who had multiple marriages should be more likely to make their marriages work. Worse off is the fact that this enormous divorce rate only comes from about 40% of unsatisfied and unhappy couples. I mean, about 60% of unhappy couples would rather stay in their marriage for reasons ranging from their children to the society to religious belief and all that. So think what would happen if everyone who was unhappy in their relationship headed for the divorce court. What a mess the world would be in. Yet, marriage can be enjoyed rather than being endured. Over the next few videos, beginning with this, we are going to show you 4 foolproof indications of a healthy relationship. 4 foolproof indications of a healthy relationship. In video 2, we will show you simple facts about food, sex, and exchange of gifts that will transform your relationship. Simple facts about food, sex, and exchange of gifts that will transform your relationship. In video 3, we would wrap up by showing you few relationship rules that will keep war out of your home. Few relationship rules that will keep war out of your home. Now, if you are at that point in your life where you are having a difficult time making a choice, you're having a serious challenge deciding who to choose for a life partner, or you're in a relationship already, or maybe you're even about to tie the knot, or better still, you're already married and you're not having the best of time, then hang in there because we have you covered. In the course of this video, you will learn things that took many people years of trial and error to discover, and then save yourself the heartache of having to learn them yourself the hard way. If you would just stand on their shoulders by learning what to learn the hard way, you would have given your life and your relationship as a whole lot of lifts. So let's get started. What are these 4 foolproof indications of a healthy relationship? How can you tell whether a relationship is healthy or not? Now, in answering these questions or showing these indications, I'll begin by answering 2 out of the most frequently asked questions about dating and marriage. As a matter of fact, the answer to these 2 questions will give you 2 indications of a healthy relationship. The first question is, how do I tell if he or she is the right one for me? How can I tell if he is right for me or if she is right for me? How can I be so certain that this is the right one for me? Now, that's a very common question most people ask, especially as they begin to get towards that stage where they decide on settling down or tying up the knots and making the rest of their lives attached to this one man or one woman. They want to be sure, am I not making a mistake? So how can you tell whether he is the right one for you or she is the right one for you? How do you know who is right or wrong for you? It's a very simple process. First of all, I want you to debunk the idea that every man has a ribless. Debunk the idea that every man has a missing rib that he must go find, and except he finds it, he will never be complete as a man. As a woman, debunk the idea that you were not complete because you were taken out of a hole, and until you find that hole, you will never be complete, or rather until you are found by the hole, as the case may be, you will never be complete. That is wrong. First and foremost, there is nothing missing in a man because he's unmarried, neither is there anything missing in a woman because she's unmarried. But then, if you decide to get married, how do you tell whether this partner you have chosen or that has chosen you, as the case may be, is right or wrong? To answer this question, I would ask that you take some time out, download our report on an unconventional guide to successful dating and marriage. In that report, we stated something clearly about the foundation for every relationship. Meanwhile, the link, for your convenience, the link to download is just below this video. You can go ahead and download that. We did state clearly that no relationship can survive without a solid foundation. It is the foundation that determines whether the relationship will stand the test of time or not. And that foundation, incidentally, is not exactly love. Now, for many, we have been taught that love is all that matters. Love is what counts. Hey, for a relationship like marriage, you need much more than love. But you see, when the major foundation and ingredient is in place, then love is strengthened. And that foundation, we stated, is purpose. Nothing survives without a purpose. And until purpose is known, fulfillment cannot be defined. Until purpose is known, satisfaction cannot be defined. If a manufacturer has no purpose for a product, he can't tell whether the product is doing well or not. He can't tell what part will be good for the production or the manufacturing process or not. If a man does not know his destination, he cannot tell which route will take him there. As a matter of fact, there are really no bad routes in life. There are only good routes that are not good enough for you as an individual. It is your purpose that defines which route is good for you and which is not. If you were going somewhere, you want to be sure you arrive at your destination. So your destination now determines the route you take. You don't wake up in the morning, get in any bus. I'm just going to get in any nice bus. I mean, today I'm going somewhere and I'm going to get in any nice bus I find. The bus might be nice, but it might not be going your direction. It is your direction, your destination that determines which kind of bus or which means of transportation you would go by. The same thing applies when marriage is involved. Your destination determines who is right and who is not right. It's not about his body build. It's not about her pointed nose. It's not about what they look like or do not look like, which of course is a factor, but your concern should be, where are they going? Are we going the same place? Remember, marriage is called life partnership. This is the only kind of partner that is supposed to be attached to you for life. So you want to be sure that as far as life is concerned, as far as the journey of life is concerned, that you are going in the same direction with this partner. It is that direction that determines whether or not this partner is right. Now, suffice it to say that you cannot tell upon first contact. You can tell that he is right or she is wrong after you meet them for 2 days. The point is, when it comes to determining whether they are right or wrong, you need a process of time. A process of time that you will give to discovering each other. A process of time that you give to learning about each other. That's why people date. That's the major reason for dating. Else you could meet a man on the street one day and get married the next. But the reason for that interval is to determine whether he is actually right for you or not. So as you get to interact, ask questions, go places, watch the way his mannerism, see the way he thinks, see the way she thinks. Alright? Be able to pick their brains and tell what stuff they are made up of. And then measuring that alongside with your goals in life and where you are headed in life, you can tell whether this will be helpful to you or will be a restriction to you. There is nothing as bad as a couple who are unfulfilled in their personal lives. I mean, you had dreams, great aspirations and hopes, but the moment you married him or married her, it looked like everything went down the hills because the both of you could not together make each other's dream come true. You ought to marry somebody whose journey in life is automatically complementary to yours. You want to marry somebody who, just by following him or following or taking her along, as the case may be, you will be fulfilling your personal purpose. You don't want to marry somebody and wake up 2 years later to say, since I married you, life has not been the same. Or you wake up one day and say, I don't even know why I married you. It looks like my life has just been stagnant. Remember, two people can work together except they agree on a destination. The way you will be able to tell whether he or she is right for you is by measuring their life's purpose against your life's purpose. If I joined myself to somebody going this direction, will I get where I'm going? If someone going this direction joined themselves to me, will they get where they are going, considering where I am going? That's how you tell whether he is right or she is right. The second frequently asked question that will help you determine whether your relationship is healthy or not is, how do I know whether I should break up? How do I know whether I should break up? Now, I want to believe that if you are having the best of times in the relationship, you will not be asking such a question. So asking that is almost proof positive that you are not really having the best of time. However, the fact that you have misunderstandings or difficulties understanding each other does not necessarily mean that you can't go together as a team. In fact, in many cases, they say that those who quarrel often turn out to be best of friends. Okay, I remember then in high school, they used to say that friends who haven't quarreled are not yet friends. When they have quarreled and then they have come back together, then the bond is stronger and all that. Well, whichever way, somehow there's something about disagreeing to agree that makes you more of a team, that makes you stronger together. So the fact that you disagree does not mean you can be together. Get that out of the way. But then, if you discover that in this relationship there are more red flags than green flags, I mean, there are more indications that it just wouldn't work than indications that it would work, then you want to begin to gradually step backwards as you watch things. Now, do not come into a relationship as a detective. Do not be a relationship detective. Don't come in trying to spy and see, is he going to be good for me? Is he good for me? No, that's not your intention. The idea is be you and observe your partner. Be yourself and observe your partner. Now, if in the course of your observation you discover that there are too many reasons, or there are more reasons why it will not work than reasons why it would work, then do the honorable thing and take a gentle bow. The reason I'm saying this is this. Statistics has proven, in fact, interview with divorcees proves that many of them ended up divorcing for a reason they already saw before they got married. For many of them, it wasn't something they discovered when they got married that led to divorce. For many, about 86% of them, it was because of something that was already present before the divorce. Something they paid deaf ears to, something they turned blind eyes to, ended up tearing apart the marriage. Now, you don't want something that you already seen become the reason why the marriage is so uncomfortable in the end. So what you want to do is be observant. Dating time is serious time. It is so serious, it is serious. What you want to do is take the time out and learn about your partner. Discover him or discover her. And as you go on with that discovery, you will be able to tell whether things can work with you, especially when it comes to a blend of ideologies. A blend of ideologies. So, how do you know whether you should break up? Well, you should break up when there are too many red flags compared to green flags. When there are more red flags than there are green flags, then you should break up. So, to show you the first two indications to a healthy relationship, I answered two of the most frequently asked questions about dating and marriage. The first question was, how can I tell whether he is right for me or she is right for me? Answering that question will show you whether or not you should go ahead with the relationship. The second question is, how do I know when I should break up, or how do I know whether I should break up? Now, once you can tell whether or not you should break up, then you can tell whether your relationship is a healthy one or not. Now, to answer the latter two indications of a healthy relationship, I want to show you two relationship red flags. Two red flags, two signs of a no-go area. Two relationship red flags you should never ignore. Once you find these two in your relationship, then it is an indication that this might not lead anywhere favorable. The first red flag I'd like to tell you about is selfishness. When you find that your partner's actions, motives, desires are all geared towards his or her personal gratification, when you find that your partner's actions, motives, and desires are geared towards his or her personal benefit without any consideration for you, that's a red flag you should never ignore. Now, I'm not saying when this happens once, then you're off. No, what I'm saying is when repeatedly he's always taking actions or she's always taking actions, having intentions and desires that are not in your favor or that are not even in consideration to you at all. He does not care what you think about his actions. She does not care what you think about her motives. Then you have found enough reason to check out, because marriage is about sharing. Marriage is about people sharing themselves, giving of themselves. When you decide to marry somebody, what you're saying is that you are giving him or her your life. You're giving him or her your life, your entire being. There is no part of you that is kept away from your marriage. In fact, that is one formula for disaster in marriage. Keep one part of you away from the marriage and the marriage is in shambles. So if somebody is not into you, he does not carry you along, she does not carry you along in her life, she simply saying you are not relevant in her life, or you are not as important as you think you are. So what you want to do in such a situation is to say bye-bye and be determined enough to mean your bye-bye no matter what feelings exist between you. Reason, the feelings alone can't make the marriage work. You might be deeply in love, all right, or you might feel deeply in love, okay, but if you find out that he or she is selfish, you might need to redefine what he feels or she feels for you, because selfishness is one major difference between love and infatuation. Love is self-giving. When you love someone, you want to go to heaven and back for them. You go to any extent just for them. You think more about them than you think of yourself. So when in a love relationship, a relationship that's also be based on love, that has love at the center of it, somebody is still acting selfish, then you can be sure there is no true love in that relationship. And that's enough reason to say goodbye. Don't go on. Don't go on. You will regret it. Don't go on. End it as fast itself. The second red flag sign I'd like to talk to you about, which is also an indication of the health of your relationship, is what I call measure of fulfillment. Measure of fulfillment. Now, the beauty of life is to live it and live it to the fullest. I mean, to be able to be happy about your life is the beauty of life itself. Life will be worthless if it is not enjoyed. Life will be worthless if you don't feel satisfied with life. And the same thing applies to your relationship. If you are in a relationship and over a period of time, you just don't feel it, you just don't feel satisfied, you don't feel satisfied. For a guy, you just think you need more than one woman. You think this woman is not enough. Or for a woman, you are not satisfied with this one man. You look like you need more men to make up for his inadequacies. Then you have found enough reason to end that relationship. It is not healthy, it is not good for you. When you discover, or when it becomes real to you, that your partner, you don't feel satisfied and fulfilled in your partner, then you have found enough reason to check out. Enough reason to check out. Don't go on. It's not good for you. Don't go on. Just end it and make it. As a matter of fact, you should always be measuring your progress in life with your relationship, or the impact of your relationship to your progress in life. If you discover that for the last 9 months you've been dating him or dating her, your life hasn't really taken any serious turn. You can't really account for anything reasonable or worthwhile you have done with your life since you began dating. And then you decide to still watch, and then after 18 months, after 2 years, you can't tell any significant progress that your life has made since the relationship began. Oh, that's enough reason to run for your dear life. Dating period is so important because it mirrors the marriage to you. If while dating you are unsatisfied and unfulfilled while you're dating him or her, then you can expect some magic to bring some fulfillment into the marriage. The dating gives you the preview. So if you are not satisfied, you are not making progress in your life as an individual, you are not being improved as a person, especially for women. You're a woman, you're a lady, you're dating this guy, you're dating this man, and it has not improved your life in any way. And when I mean improvement, I'm not talking about improvement in terms of cash and kind, but I'm saying the value of your life, your perspective to life. You're not learning anything, you're not improving in your mind. Then you need to check out quickly, because that relationship is not healthy. Life is progressive. We ought to get better with time. So if over time you don't get better, even though you're in partnership with somebody, that means that partnership is not doing you any good. Check out. They might not have much to offer you as an individual. They could be able to offer somebody else, but for you, they don't have much to offer. And so you want to check out. You want to check out. Don't get married after you have discovered that your life has made no significant progress with this individual for a period of time. Remember, I said for a period of time. Not a day, not 2, not 5, not 10. Give it some time and see how they impact you. What are the people around you thinking of you since this relationship began? Those you trust, those whose opinion matters to you, those you have held in high esteem. What are their opinions about you since this relationship began? How do they perceive this relationship? Do they think it's doing you good? Now, I'm not saying you should base your decision on others, but they can be an indication, because many times, because our hearts are involved, we don't see what everyone else sees. So have those people you trust, those whose opinion has mattered to you over time. Pick their brains. They might be seeing something that you're not seeing and save you from a whole lot of trouble. But basically, you want to check whether or not you are being fulfilled in that relationship. So, 4 foolproof indications of a healthy relationship. The first one is, first, a healthy relationship is one that is with the right partner. And I already explained to you who the right partner is. You cannot be in a healthy relationship if you are going in opposite directions or different directions with your partner. So you want to be sure, first and foremost, that you are in the right relationship with the right partner. The second is, you want to be sure that there are no red signs or red flag signs overwhelming the green flag signs. There are not more reasons for a breakup than there are for a stick together. If you discover that this relationship is supposed to end, then you have discovered a relationship that is not healthy. Continuing with it will only cause you more harm than good. Thirdly, I said selfishness. When you find that there is selfishness from one partner, or even the both of you in a relationship, I mean, he does his own thing, you do your own thing. When that is in place in a relationship, then that relationship is not healthy. Please break up and move on with your life. Somebody more deserving will show up and at the right time. And lastly, I said the measure of fulfillment. How fulfilled are you in this relationship? Does the relationship make you say, oh, thank God I met him? Or thank God I met her? Oh, see what my life has become since we began dating. Oh, see what my life has become since we met. Now, if you are not saying that, then you might want to take a second look at your relationship. It might not be doing as well as it is supposed to be doing. In the next video, will show you simple facts about food, sex, and exchange of gifts that will transform your relationship radically. Simple facts about food, sex, and exchange of gifts that will transform your relationship radically. But until then, I'd like to hear from you. Which of these indications drives home the point to you? Which of these indications I have talked about gets to you the most? Which one do you see in display in your relationship right now? You might be married, but which of them did you see before you got married? As for the married folks, relax, we have you covered. We have you covered. We have a special segment with the married ones alone where we would share the married matters. Okay, but we want to try and blend it all and take it from the foundation up until the hilt of it. So in the next video, we'll show you some more. But for now, I want to hear from you. Get to the comment box below and say something. Tell me which one matters the most to you. Which one drives the point home to you? Which one hits you the most? I want to hear which of the four of them. Or do you know any other indications of a healthy relationship? Please write them. I would like to hear from you. Or better still, do you have any questions? Any gray areas you would like some more light shed upon? Please write them in the comment box. We will go through the comment box personally. We will read every comment and we would respond to every single one of them as we have the opportunity. So until the second video comes your way in a couple of days, please do have a wonderful time and we'll see you again. And of course, please go ahead and share this video with your friends and loved ones. Tell anyone you think would benefit from its content. The second one will be on its way in a couple of days. Bye for now. So like I said earlier, just below this video, you'll find a link to download the free report titled An Unconventional Guide to Successful Dating and Marriage. An Unconventional Guide to Successful Dating and Marriage. We have also made available the audio version of this video for you to download free of charge. So you can click the button just below the download button for the report and go ahead and download that so you can listen to this again and again as you go about your daily business. And then just so that you can get an instant notification the moment the next video in the series goes live, you can opt in to be notified by clicking the last third button there that says notify me of the next video in the series, so you don't get to miss anything out. We'll let you know immediately it is published. I did talk about commenting on the videos. Send your comments, your feedback, your questions. You can do that just below the last button. You see the arrow pointing to comment down there. Let us know what you took away from this video. Let us know what stood out to you. And then also, if you have questions or even other indications of a healthy relationship that you would like to share, you can as well do that in the comments section. And lastly, I said to share the video. Help someone's relationship by granting them access to this information that would change their lives. Share this on Facebook, on Twitter, and on Google+. I'll see you again in the next video.